Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, and I'm so happy to share with you today from my quiet time in 2 Kings chapter 11. I'm just going to read right from the first verse. It says, When Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal family. Athaliah was the daughter of King Ahab and Jezebel. We can only imagine what she saw, what she learned from watching her mom and dad. And so before this even happens, when her husband Jehoram, the king of Judah, becomes king, I imagine because she had seen everything her mother had done and the influence that she had, she enticed her husband to kill all his brothers so that he would have all the power. And now she goes, the power-hungry person that she is, she goes and she kills all her grandchildren. All her grandchildren. So there's no, so it looks like there's no son of David to take the throne. That is her intention, so she can have all power. But it says, that Joash, I'm sorry, I'm going to back up. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, so this is Athaliah's stepdaughter, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him away from among the king's sons who were being put to death. And she put him and his nurse in a bedroom, and they were hid from Athaliah so that he was not put to death. So we have Jehoiada, the stepdaughter of this wicked queen mother, and she goes and she hides him in this bedroom. But I'm not pronouncing these names correctly, guys. I'm sorry. Jehoiada was also the wife of the high priest. And so what a wonderful thing that she can go and hide him away in the temple. And so he's hidden away in this room. He's only a year old. For 6 years, it says that Athaliah reigned as queen. And for 6 years, can you imagine the despair, the darkness, because they couldn't tell anybody that there was still a son of David that was still alive. Nobody knew that. Everyone thought they were all dead. And so the despair, the hopelessness, the thoughts of of the people going on in Judah, of what they must have thought of, what about the promise? What about the promise? Where is God in this? And they don't see what's happening. They don't see what's going on in the temple, in the very heart of God. So what's going on is Joash is learning underneath the high priest. He's being nurtured by Jehoiada, and he's learning the law. He's learning God's heart, and he's being raised by this high priest. And so for 6 years, he's under his instruction. And it says that after 6 years, he was brought out and he was crowned. And in verse 14, it says, I'm just going to go back to 13. When Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and the people, and she went into the house of the Lord to the people. And when she looked, there was the king standing by the pillar, according to the custom, and the captains and the trumpeters beside the king, and all the people of the land. All the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. So you know that people had to be like really frustrated and in despair and hopelessness. And then all of a sudden, here comes this King Joash. He was in hiding this whole time and nobody knew it except for the high priest and his wife. Nobody knew what was going on until he was brought out. And they're like, oh, this was God's plan all along. And so guys, I just want you to just imagine that there is a plan God has. We don't always see what He's doing, but He has a plan. And I've just been feeling this tiredness, a little bit of frustration that's kind of going on, maybe not just in the church, but all around, that people are tired. Maybe it's this whole thing of the coronavirus getting going up, and we're having to do this new thing with the mask, and people are just feeling a little bit of despair and hopelessness. But the Spirit is not of God, and He has a plan. He has hope. So I was just laying in bed the other night, and I was just imagining, I was thinking about all the different stressors of life, things that are going on, and maybe within my family, within leadership, of just having to make, praying for the leaders who have to make the decisions. And I was just envisioning myself, I felt like God was reminding me, just put yourself before my throne, Bonita. And when you do that, nothing else matters. Everything else just fades away, because the only thing that matters is that He is on the throne, and He is ruling, and He is in control, and we have to be mindful of that. And I was just brought back to chapter 91 in Psalms, and though we don't see it, guys, there is still a promise. God still has a promise for us. And He still has a plan. Though we may not see it, it is there. Chapter 91 in Psalm, in verse 14, it says, "For here's what the Lord has spoken to me. Because you have delighted in me as my great lover, I will greatly protect you. I will set you in a high place, safe and secure before my face. I will answer your cry for help every time you pray, and you will find and feel my presence, even in your time of pressure and trouble. I will be your glorious hero and give you a feast. You will be satisfied with a full life and with all that I do for you. For you will enjoy the fullness of my salvation." That's a beautiful promise for us. We need to hide ourselves under the shelter of God. Envision ourselves like Joash was, and hidden in that room with God just protecting us, His hand over us. We are in His shadow. As long as we are in the shadow of the God Almighty, we are hidden in His presence. Guys, I pray that if you have any stressors in your life going on right now, that you can just put yourself before the presence of God and just feel His peace that He wants for you today. Guys, thanks for listening, and y'all have a great day. Love you.